I'm here today with Gary and Jackie Cradaville. They have been members of Grace Lutheran Church for quite a number of years, and they have both held leadership positions. They both worked with the council and the youth and the worship committee for the congregation. But what I wanted to ask you today was, why do you enjoy the traditional style of worship in a Lutheran church, and even more specifically here at Grace Lutheran Church? What is it that makes you enjoy that?
Well, Pastor, Jackie and I have talked, and we thought that we would divide the answer up into two parts. I would talk about the liturgy and the format of it, and Jackie would talk about the hymns and the importance of the organ. Now, some people think that a traditional worship is only liked by old people, or maybe it's liked by people just for nostalgia reasons. Mm-hmm. But there are real good reasons why I and many others prefer traditional worship.
Yes.
It highlights in a great degree the great glory of God.
It does.
The holiness of God.
It does.
And when you enter a church that will sponsor a traditional worship, it's usually a little quiet, mm-hmm. and you notice that people may be dressed up a little bit more. They're bringing their very best to the church.
Yes.
The people conduct themselves more reverently, mm-hmm. because they know they're going to be partaking in the worship of their God.
Right.
Now, the traditional worship also presents a format, a structured format.
It does.
Which goes back for centuries. And the format not only does it give great praise to God, but it also is instructive for us members of the congregation. It teaches us how to pray.
Yes.
And many of the prayers in the liturgy directly come from the Holy Scriptures. As a matter of fact, there are portions of the Psalms that we recite during the liturgy.
We do.
We every Sunday when we gather together as God's people, we recite the Creed.
Yes.
And the Creed is what we believe.
Yes.
What we believe about God and His great acts towards us.
That's right.
Also in the liturgy, we have readings from the Scriptures. We have the usually an Old Testament reading, mm-hmm. a reading from one of the epistles, many times from St. Paul,
yes.
and also
letters,
and also the Gospel reading.
Yes.
And we have a 3-year cycle in the particular liturgy that we celebrate. So every 3 years, you go through a majority of the Gospel, yes. many of the epistles, yes. and a good deal of the Old Testament.
About 95% of Scripture in 3 years.
And that's an awful lot. And if a member of the congregation takes the time to meditate on the readings for that particular day,
yes.
And to carry that message with them throughout the week, that's a great blessing.
It is.
One of the highlight of the